Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kryptonized. Joining me today, Barney Mannerings, and we're going to talk about crypto derivatives. If that doesn't sound daunting, then you're a lot smarter than me. So before we jump in, Barney, will you quickly introduce yourself, and then we'll dive into derivatives.
Hi, I'm Barney. Great to be here. I'm co-founder of Vega Protocol.
Okay, and what is the Vega Protocol? What is that?
So Vega is a protocol for decentralized trading of derivatives and other margin products. So it's a decentralized exchange, a DEX. It's completely non-custodial and it's completely community owned and operated.
And so, what does that mean? I mean, in layman's terms, is that something that I could just jump on and use, or anyone could just jump on and use, or is that something that you guys are controlling?
Yeah, it means anyone can jump on and use it. So it means that, like when you use Ethereum or Bitcoin or another blockchain, you have a Vega wallet, which you entirely control. You own your keys, you own your assets that are sort of deposited with the network. Means anyone can propose and create markets, and it means that the activity that happens on chain are entirely controlled by token holders and the users of the network.
What do derivative trading for crypto mean to me? What does that mean I can do that I couldn't do with a normal exchange or a normal wallet?
Yeah, so with a normal wallet or a spot exchange, you're basically swapping one asset for another, and that's called spot trading, and that's kind of the sort of default trading and the simplest form of trading within finance, and certainly within traditional finance. The actual marketplace and the sort of ecosystem of finance includes not just spot trading, but also a huge world of derivatives. And derivatives are a whole range of products with a sort of the feature that they kind of have a lifetime. So whereas with spot, you're kind of saying right now I will swap, say, $100 for some amount of Bitcoin. With derivatives, what you tend to be saying is something like I will swap some money for some Bitcoin in future, or I will have the option, the right, but not the obligation to buy some Bitcoin at a certain price in future, or any of a number of other types of product. And so derivatives give you a number of different features that are useful as a trader. They can be used to hedge risk. They can be used to take on exposure to different types of things which can't be necessarily acquired directly through spot products. So in fact, in the traditional markets and in finance in general, derivatives actually make up much more trading volume by an order of magnitude or two than spot markets. And in crypto, while derivatives are now more than spot, they're a lot closer. And so one of the things that's sort of been developing as crypto develops and matures as a marketplace is the increase in derivatives volume and the sophistication of the derivatives markets.
Okay, so give us a common scenario of why somebody would use derivatives. I know to hedge risk, but give us a scenario. Let's say people think Bitcoin's going up in the future, so would they enter into a derivatives contract now and then profit from that later? Is that one of the more common use cases in crypto?
Yeah, that can be a use case. So, one simple use case to use derivatives is for what people will call capital efficiency. And capital efficiency simply means that if I think that Bitcoin is going up, or if I'm exposed to Bitcoin and let's say, I need to use, let's say I'm spending $100,000 worth of Bitcoin a month right now on fees for the Bitcoin network for transactions, and I'm trying to offer someone a product in fiat currency perhaps, and I want to avoid taking on excess risk if the Bitcoin price goes up, then I might want to hedge that risk. So one way to do that would be to just buy the Bitcoin ahead of time, but that's very expensive. Another way to do that would be to take out a derivatives position where I could say put up 1% or 5% of the value of that Bitcoin to effectively have this futures position, which will give me the same profit and loss as buying them ahead of time, but for 1/20th of the amount of money put up. So it's an efficiency play at that time.
Okay, and how is that done in your wallet? Is it a wallet that where it's done, or is there a website that you go to?
So with Vega, there's it's a protocol, it's a blockchain, so you interact with it in a similar way with other blockchains, with kind of like fundamental transactions, and then on top of that blockchain, there can be websites or other services that are built to interact with the Vega chain. So we build front ends that people can use. They're open source; people can use them directly. But over time, others will also build ways to interact with Vega and take out those positions.
Okay, so why do you have a wallet then? What's the wallet for? Is it to track the derivative?
So the wallet is for the same reason that you have a wallet on any blockchain. So on a traditional sort of your Bitcoin or Ethereum blockchain, if you're holding ERC20s, or if you're holding Bitcoin, then obviously your wallet is your ownership of those assets. And so that means that, there's no centralized account that can be taken over, like your wallet, your keys, your crypto. The same thing applies with Vega, except that it's a derivatives position. So, as we talked about before, I might enter a position where I put up 5% of the notional value of the position to hedge some risk. That position is something I hold and in future might pay out, or I might owe money there. And in the same way, if I have a Vega wallet that looks after that position, that wallet is where the profit and loss comes to. So I fund that wallet with some crypto, I take out the position, and then my P&L is reflected in that wallet, and I can extract the funds that are remaining at the end.
Okay, so are you providing the marketplace, or are you looking at other derivative type contracts that are out there and matching buyer with seller or optioner with optionee?
So yeah, the network we're creating is effectively the marketplace and the infrastructure for doing this. So in the same way that Ethereum is the infrastructure for launching ERC20 tokens, Vega is the infrastructure for launching these derivative markets. So we actually don't launch any markets ourselves. We just simply put the code out there, put the network out there, build a community of people around it, try and work to build secure and good software, and then market makers and creators in the community will come along and create markets on Vega that people can trade in. They will come and provide liquidity, and Vega has built-in incentives for doing those things. So effectively, in a centralized exchange like BitMEX or Binance, if you provide liquidity, you might receive a little bit of rewards, but most of the trading fee rewards go to Binance or go to BitMEX. On Vega, those rewards mostly go to the creator of the market and the supplier of the liquidity, and none of those rewards go directly to the Vega team. The Vega team are sort of builders of the software rather than sort of operators of the market. So we just provide that infrastructure. People create these markets. Others will then come and trade on those markets and hopefully get value out of them. And then that creates a kind of a virtuous cycle where you have an incentive to create something valuable that people use on the Vega network. You come and trade and you get the value you wanted, and those people who created it are rewarded for doing so.
Okay. I do now follow exactly what you're doing. One last question though: how? Can any crypto be traded, any token on this platform, as long as somebody's making a market for it? Is that how it works, or are you limited to a top 10 or something?
No, so actually it's even wider than that. So Vega is integrated with Ethereum. So actually all of the trades you do on Vega will be with ERC20 tokens. So it could be USDC or DAI, or it could be wrapped ETH, or it could be any token, your favorite token or whatever. But the derivatives markets can actually not just be in tokens, they can be in other things. So you could create a derivatives market on the price of gold that settles in DAI. And so that means that if the price of gold goes up, I make some DAI, and if it goes down, I lose some DAI. Or I could create derivatives on the temperature in Oklahoma in December, and they could settle in DAI, or they could settle in ETH. So the great thing is you can settle in any token, but you can also create markets on things that are not tokenized, whether it's the price of a stock or the price of a bond or the temperature in Oklahoma. You can create all of these different markets. A good example use case within crypto I've seen is people talking about Ethereum gas price hedging. And the idea there would be basically you have a derivative that settles in, say, some stable coin or in ETH itself, and as the Ethereum gas price changes, it kind of settles based on that gas price. So if I have a contract, or if I have a business that's using a lot of gas on Ethereum to send funds, say, I could basically say, well, I want to hedge the price of that gas. If gas is cheap now, I could take out a position, with leverage, which means that if the price of gas goes up, that position pays off, and I'm now hedged. And so my actual cost of buying that Ethereum gas effectively when it comes to it, and paying to execute these transactions on the Ethereum blockchain could be hedged. So that's a good example of something it's not an asset that's even tradable, not a token that's even tradable, but a derivatives market allows you to manage the risk of your exposure to that thing.
Wonderful. Well, Barney, very educational, very brief, and I loved it. Where can people sign up or, contact you?
Yeah, so at Vega Protocol on Twitter, we have a Discord and forums and a blog, all linked from our main website at vega.xyz.
So the website's www.vega.xyz?
That's correct, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey, folks. My name is Mark Fidelman. I am the host of Kryptonized, and I have a special tip for you today. It's Tetraguard. You can find it at tetraguard.io. This is the first decentralized ETF with consists of Bitcoin, PaxG, and Ethereum. I recommend this. If you just want to get into crypto the easy way and have some solid crypto tokens that are in this particular ETF, then Tetragard is the way to go. Check it out.